sort of build on the expectations of 2011 this year. So we're underway here already. So we're at Grand Prix Austin. This is round 5. We have Shenhar there on your left in the ubiquitous hoodie.
Yeah.
Guys grown about 3 feet since Pro Tour Paris at the beginning of the year, where he finished top 32. Facing off against Oren Beasley, the evil twin of Oren Beasley.
Yeah, no joke. That's the first I've seen of that. So.
Yeah. And he's led off with Invisible Stalker. And a civilized scholar for Shenhar. I like the anticipation of the checklist cards here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Oh, man, that's going to end the game very quickly. Although, I mean, it's one of those things you kind of think that it would make it easier to stop him, because as soon as he picks up a cleaver, all you have to do is dodge the invisible cleaver coming at you.
Sure, you should be able to see the cleaver and block it.
But no one does. Well, apparently we now have a flipped homicidal brute. Let's see what he does.
He also has a cleaver.
Oh, man. One of these things is not like the other, though.
Yeah. So basically, Oren Beasley has an untargetable by Shenhar. 4-1 lifelink. It's just...
Yeah, we could toss more words on there. I mean, it's funny because... Stalker
No. Not funny.
Not funny.
Not funny. Nothing funny about it.
Stalker's one of those cards that when it first started, like when you first looked at the set list, you weren't exactly sure what it was going to be, and then it quickly became...
Maybe I could put Curiosity on him.
Yeah. And it's quickly become like a draft-around card.
Yeah.
Like you see it and you just go for it. Because of the fact that he's so unstoppable. And with a card like the Butcher's Cleaver, he ends games quickly.
So no attack from Oren. He took the turn off to play Armored Scab.
He didn't just get in for one there.
Kind of tight on lane. Oh, and there's a Kieran Outlaw. That's his civilized scholar flip back. So Kieran Outlaw flips over, becomes a 3/3 and like
double striker,
and isn't it also like needs to be blocked by 2 creatures?
Exactly. That's going to be kind of problematic with a Butcher's Cleaver. Well,
the Terror of Kieran Pass. That is the most unhappy I've ever seen anyone look with a cleaver and a invisible stalker.
It might just be a trick of the goatee. Well, I mean, staring down a 6/3 double striker that's effectively either unblockable or is going to require you.
And
there's the equip and the attack for, I guess, a swing of 8, we'll call it.
But now the Kieran Outlaw is going to flip.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
He has no spell to play that turn. I assume his checklists all cost more than 3.
Yeah. And that was... Yeah. Well, as much as he hates to admit it, he's got to let his opponent know to flip over his Outlaw. Yeah, that must have been why he was so unhappy, like the inability to even play a single spell.
Yeah. Activates the Stalker.
I mean, the one
puts
benefit
Geist Flame
got...
down.
Oh, man.
Equips and attacks for 12.
That is a...
Not lifelink, though. It's no longer human.
No, that's that.
There's that.
Small consolation.
There's that. Can't block. No, wait.
Yeah, it made its way back into play.
Oh, okay.
Which actually,
like, I know he screwed up Rage Thrower last round, but I'm like,
It makes me curious whether he knew that was the case and went ahead and equipped and attacked before, like instead of playing a spell that he might have been able to play to prevent it from flipping. He might have thought he had to turn to
Sure. He didn't really have much of anything.
No, that's very true. I mean, he's
now just drawn his 4th land.
He's got an alchemy in his hand, but I guess...
So you could have alchemy for a 4th land to keep it at bay.
Yeah, exactly.
The pairings for the TCG player have been posted to the left of the stage. Once again, the pairings for the TCG player have been posted to the
You
left
hear
of
public
the stage.
events, announcements going on. Like, if you're got a Grand Prix coming to an area near you, this is just a great opportunity. Even if you don't, some people want to go to these things and they test the waters. They're not ready to jump in and play the Grand Prix, although you should just play in the Grand Prix. It's a lot of fun. But, like, you can go and it's just, like, a ton of public events to play in, right? There's booster drafts and side events and things for cool, odd prizes and foil sheets and all sorts of wackiness.
But,
all right, so
we've got some alchemy now. Here's that he picked up.
See a little bit of...
Is that Rebuke?
Yeah, see a Rebuke.
That seems pretty strong in this situation.
Sure.
He's gonna...
But he's got a... He's at 7. He's... he can block the Kieran Outlaw, but...
Yeah, I mean, I guess he
But then he just takes... If he turns down a creature, he gets in for 7 with the 2 guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
or we just... Yeah. Grass is going to kill it, so, that's...
Shenhar's got some blue removal in the form of Grasp of Phantom.
Yep. Yeah,
Isn't it amazing? Something I just keep hitting on, like the idea that something like Grasp of Phantoms or Salad Departure is better than Harvest Pyre or Corpse Lunge, and like that's just not what anyone believed for like the opening weeks of this format.
Oh, it's just amazing to me, like how the type of removal you're looking for has just completely changed. Like I mean, there have always been a lot of like the fantasy trope creatures. So you get cards that like Victim of Night that like at first glance seems like it's not a terror. But
sure.
But like as the season progresses, the card has gotten like generally worse and worse, and cards like the quick tempo cards have just gotten so much better. And having flashback does wonders for those cards too. It's absolutely amazing. I know this has been a really fun format to watch evolve as time has gone on. One of the questions that I've always got, because I mean, sealed deck is a little different than draft is also, because in sealed deck with your ability to build around certain cards or to try to draft the most synergistic possible deck, a lot of times you have to make odd selections for your deck in order to get that stuff.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, really? Have you been having people arguing with you?
Well, I mean, I you know me, I always take these things to an extreme.
Yes, I have very strong memories of
Glacial Ray over Kukushu.
That wasn't one I was thinking of specifically. I was thinking of second and third pick Shadow Slivers or whatever.
Sure. But like the deck I want, I'll turn to first. Like I take Deranged Assistant over Brimstone Volley a lot of the time.
Okay. Deranged Assistant is really good. I mean, it's not the same kind of pet cards though, so you're the wrong person. It's just going to be me and you rolling over each other in the booth. But I mean, there's no tension to it. None whatsoever.
You know what I do? I take the Rangers System over Brimstone. And you're like, me too.
Exactly. It's strange because in sealed deck, you don't exactly have the same opportunity to do that. Some of the cards that you see, floating around in later picks, some of the 3/3 flyers for 5 and stuff like that are just they're good in draft. But, they're not amazing. They become, much better in this format because the decks are just less synergistic, and you're looking for strong individual cards rather than a strong theme. Although, if you put the strong theme together, you're just going to crush because of how synergistic this format tends to play out. So, But, watching things come together and watching people, it's awesome to see, the turning points in a season where the glimmer in people's eyes once they realize the things that they're capable of doing and, learning exactly how powerful certain cards that they thought were. Spider Spawning is one that really jumps to mind where, everybody's known it was good. But, people eventually figured out that it was insane.
Sure.
Absolutely insane. And, you could be... It's worthy splashing for even just the flashback.
Well, it was interesting. We did a draft last night, and Greg Collins, our coverage coordinator, in the draft. Yeah, ended up with this really good blue-red flashback deck, and he had 2 grottos.
Yeah,
and he just grottoed both sides of the Spider Spawning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Oren Beasley, by the way, just worth noting, we talked about Shenhar winning Grand Prix San Diego.
Yep.
Oren has made the finals of Grand Prix Fort Worth.
Yep.
So playing rug.
I remember that, actually. That was actually one of his pet decks for a while there, too. Oh. Goodness me. Yeah, Oren he's actually got a pretty, I guess I'll call it an under the radar like resume as far as finishes go. It's just a lot of the players in that grinder bracket, like, they have yet to like really be forced out there. Part of the fun about the Grand Prix is it gives us an opportunity to, prop some of these players up who deserve recognition.
Yeah, you see with the uppercut, you see like Dave Shields,
yeah,
Oren Beasley, Reed Duke last year, two GP top 8s, following his mocks.
Yep.
Shenhar, someone who, probably lurks a little bit below the surface on the Pro Tour, even though he has a couple of strong finishes.
Yeah.
But he wins a Grand Prix, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yep, exactly. Now, let's see. Got a Cloistered Youth. I was curious as to what that was. He had 2 of the flip cards in his hand all last game. We never got to see what they were.
That's with the Ashmouth out. Next turn is going to be Girls Gone Wild for Oren Beasley. There's a Mind Shrieker.
Then the little girl goes away. That's awful cool.
Stayed out after curfew.
Stay out after curfew, you get burned. Apparently.
3 colors from Oren. We used to call that in New York the Mikey P. In honor of Mike Pistolnik, who's here this weekend.
Yes, he is.
Three lands. 3 different basic lands on turn 3, natural.
Yep.
It's the Mikey P.
We used to joke that if you had an opening draw and you were playing 3 colors and you had 1 of each basic land, it was just an omen that you were going to be flooded at some point.
Sure.
It seems to be how things work. Things can never work out that well for you.
So cracks his Traveler's Amulet after attacking for just 3.
We really haven't seen a whole lot out of Beasley's deck.
Yeah.
Mana Problem was the first game being stuck on only 3 lands, and this time, other than the Cloistered Youth, he hasn't had anything to play. And it's not like he could have Spectral Illusions, the card I'm thinking of.
Nope. Yeah, Frightful Illusion.
Yeah.
Self Occultist now for Shahar.
4th turn passes without a play again.
But this time he's sitting on, I think he draws Rebuke.
Yeah.
Not something he necessarily wants to use here, but if, Shahar spends his whole turn pumping his Mind Shrieker, yep.
Yeah.
Flips a 3. Flips something. Yeah, that's going to get rebuked now.
Goodbye, little owl.
He's like, I'll mill myself. That's one of the things that's really evolved in the format. You never see anybody mill their, almost never see anyone mill their opponent anymore with Occultist.
Although I've seen people put that together as like a...
I definitely... It's an alternate win condition in the
Yeah.
Spider Spawning deck, right?
Yeah.
You're like, Salve Occultist, Demon Male Hawbark, Spider Spawning.
Yep.
Let's go.
It's also interesting. I've seen people switch gears about halfway through the game when they're both playing like mill yourself based decks to like there's the flashpoint when someone's just like,
oh sure,
mill you instead.
So Oren's at 11. He plays. He's Forbidden Alchemy.
What are we hunting for?
See a Silent Departure. He uses blue there for the departure for the alchemy.
Yeah.
There's a Bonds of Faith.
So Bonds of Faith.
Passes Voiceless Spirit.
Scob. Sound Departure. Yeah, Bonds of Faith.
You can't, if you're thinking about getting Voiceless Spirit, he knows that there's a. Oh no, that was the last game. Geist Flame. But he knows there's a Geist Flame in the mix.
Actually, isn't that how he killed the Cloistered Youth this game?
Oh yeah. Right, or it is in the yard.
Oh, look. Is that a Silent Departure of his own?
Silent Departure, replay it.
Yeah.
Something people don't do nearly enough is bounce their own creatures that have been negated with an enchantment. It's actually almost slightly better because you actually just completely remove a card from your opponent.
And because it's got flashback, like you can still at some point use it for your own advantage.
Yeah.
Like offensively, I should say. I actually thought about that during Efro's match earlier, like watching situations when he had to choose whether he was going to Fiend Hunter something or Bonds of Faith something, and making the decision as to which would be more beneficial to have Silent Departure like came into play as to what he was going to choose. That is a graveyard full of goodies on Shenhar's side. Beasley is sitting on 5 land, still has a handful of stuff, has a 6th land.
Hasn't been able to come up with a second island for the Murder Crows.
Like the
as far as we can tell, that swamp is really there for the Forbidden Alchemy.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen any black spells at all.
Nope.
Probably just like one miserly swamp.
Which I'm sure at this point he's wishing he hadn't mixed into. But, may come in handy here in a couple of turns.
Yeah, a couple of turns seems
a little far in the future.
Yeah. That probably didn't feel too good. It's like the wicked comes down, looks around, he's like, "Where is everybody? What?
It's like,
am I late?
Who am I here to
Too
kill?
early? What?" And this is good. No, not quite game. Mills himself twice.
And a 6 straight.
There's a one-eyed scarecrow, which sounds like it's a euphemism for something, but really is just a one-eyed scarecrow.
Yeah, that's not even worthy of.
Well, I guess he was splashing that swamp for more than one Forbidden Alchemy.
Yeah, that's ceases to become a miserly swamp any other.
Masterly swamps. Silent Departure, bounce the hound. Stormgeist. How big is it? 3/3. 4/4. Dead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Beasley's finally gotten to the point when he could start flashing.
He hasn't drawn any
spells.
checklist mana for that middle card.
Yeah. What do you call the land that makes that?
Checkered Ruins. I don't know. Checkered Landscape.
Checkered Landscape? We'll go with that.
Okay, he's got to go for the Forbidden Alchemy here, or yes.
Alright, we did for the Stitch Drake that is just up. We finally found the other island. That's good news. But yeah.
It looks like a non-basic land there. Not sure if that's a Nephalia Drown Yard or a Moorland Hawk.
What do we look at this time?
It looks like a Civilized Scholar. And that's the game.
We are now taking signs for 8-man constructed, 8-man drafts.
So quick 2-0 for Shenhar.
Once again, we're taking signs for 8-man constructed,
Yeah, he's just
8-man
had
drafts,
mana problems of one variety and another, and Shenhar's deck is really aggressive.
Yeah, looks really solid. Again, we took something really unique to me to the Innistrad Seal deck format. Like the idea that this kind of like very aggressive kind of deck is usually not. A deck that's really relying on like curved out creatures attacking usually is not one that wins. It's kind of like you play against that Seal deck and you're like, okay, I just need to stabilize.
Yeah.
And then my really powerful black and red removal spells will take this game over, and then I'll have some inexorable form